The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Persons under 18 will not be admitted.
What the fuck are we gonna do now? Get high? Hey, happy Wednesday.
Leo,
Yeah.
you grew a beard.
Yeah, you like that? And I went gray overnight. I bought a house.
And tattoos.
Well, hey, you got to live a little, right? So, yeah, I mean, you heard the voices in your head as usual. So let's just get this shit going because we got a kick-ass show for you tonight, man. I'm really super psyched about this show. So, I almost hit remove. Taking my place is that mug right there.
There it is. I'm here. I'm Jeremy. Great. Another Wednesday night with the Toking Dead guys. I'm ready for this. Jeff?
Oh, am I ready?
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. I don't know
He's
what.
never ready.
What do you mean? What do you mean? I got my cool shirt on. See? Yeah.
He's like the never ready bunny.
So when I can't grin, I'm just gonna stand up. You know what I mean?
All right.
So,
if you say so.
Yeah, ladies, don't take it that way. Yeah, I'm looking forward to chatting with this dude. I've been friends with him on Facebook for a while. I know a little bit about him. I don't know a lot about him. I know he does some pretty funky shit from what I hear. I know Ben was involved with one of them.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited.
Multi-award winning.
I wasn't invited.
Well,
But we invited him here anyway because he's a good dude, and we're going to chat with Mr. Matt Fisher.
Wow, you didn't fuck up his name either.
Wow.
I'm
How
impressed.
do you fuck up Matt Fisher?
It's
I
more
don't
the
know.
spelling that gets fucked up. Yeah.
You
Thanks
know
for
what I
having
mean?
me, gentlemen. Thanks for having me.
No,
Glad
man,
you
thanks.
could be here. What are you wearing, Doctor? Is that Dr. Detroit?
That's Dr. Detroit. Shout out
There you
Carl
go.
Gottlieb. Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
So,
Figured
man,
I'd be colorful for the folks. You know what I mean?
festive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He almost
Right,
blends
orange.
in. He almost blends in with the background back there. The wood.
Well, I
the
do
wood
that
on
in
the
case I got to
wall.
get out of here. Yeah, I just blend back in.
Wow.
Are those comic books or records or what do you got?
Records. Yeah, we got records.
Vinyl.
Yeah, vinyl. Those are soundtracks. Everybody loves records nowadays, and I gotta love them too. You know what I mean? We got there's a few like graphic novels up there and some action figures. Man, doing it.
Oh, very cool.
You know, the ones you don't
That's
like,
great.
you can take and you put them through a knife sharpener, just spin them through a knife sharpener, put that nice edge on them,
Yeah.
and then you can throw them like a frisbee. They do some damage.
They come back.
That's in the next film.
Yeah. And Jeff, we'll get you in. We'll get you in a film.
Yeah,
We'll
you
get
know,
you in a
oh,
film
look
one
at
of
that.
these days. Yeah. I mean,
I play a good stump.
I was gonna say you play a good court.
Just have to whine a little bit and you get into a movie. That's great.
that's all it takes. You know.
Damn it.
Well,
Well,
some
I
of us don't
barely
have to
know
lie.
anything about you. So I've got some like kind of quick questions,
Sure,
just
sure.
a little background on you.
Sure.
What was the last TV show you watched?
Oh man, the last TV show that I watched, I think All in the Family.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't watched TV in a while, huh?
Yeah.
Prefer the older stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer the older stuff. Yeah.
No kidding. Dinner with anyone live or dead?
Who would I have dinner with, alive or dead? I'm reading a Charles Bukowski biography now, so I'll say Charles. It'd be cool to sit down with him. That'd be a lot of fun.
Is it a biography?
It's like his life story. I've read his books though. I like Post Office is a good one. Him on Rye.
Nice.
Big fan.
All right. Go-to karaoke song.
Yeah.
What's your go-to karaoke?
Oh, my go-to karaoke. Yikes. Getting me to do karaoke would be troublesome. But let me see.
Enough liquor in you, all right?
We'll do Rapper's Delight.
Okay.
Oh,
We'll go crazy with it. Yeah.
So far, you sound like a fun fucking ride.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Was that an invitation, Jar Jar?
Oh, no. I don't leave the house, man. You're outside people. This is how I get to meet everybody, through the
best way to do it.
Wonderful camera screen.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's because nobody will let you near their fucking house.
Well, that's true too.
Well,
Jar Jar collects restraining orders.
Keep them framed up or in the booklet. You put them in the booklet sleeves.
Oh yeah. Don't want him to get any mold or
He folds them
anything.
into origami. That's what's all over his ceiling.
Yeah.
You got a list of questions. I'm gonna let you roll.
Oh, keep going. All right.
Yeah, fun.
Biggest pet peeve.
People asking him questions.
Fucking rapid fire questions.
Lying, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking scumbags in the industry, I'm sure.
Too many scumbags. Yeah. Scumbag is a used condom for anybody else.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? So definitely a lot of them out there for sure.
A lot of used condoms out in the industry.
That's right.
Naps, yay or nay?
Naps?
Naps.
Not so much, no. Oh, naps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I support a good nap when you can get one in. Yeah.
Got it. Especially, you're in Massachusetts. We take a lot of weed naps now.
There you go. The weed's too strong. You gotta lay down. You know.
Exactly. That's why you gotta grow your own.
Are you an edible guy?
No, I smoke everything.
Nah, they're more dangerous, I hear.
I'm an edible guy. I don't smoke much. I'm an edible guy.
Yeah.
Can't you tell? Look at how he's leaning in his chair. He's all the gummy kicked in.
Prefer it, from reliable sources. That's it,
Oh yeah, definitely.
For sure.
You got to know your milligrams. You got to know your limit,
So I'm going to jump in real quick and cut Jeremy off with his
All right, good.
fucking questions here.
Sure.
Why did you get involved in independent filming? What forced you into that?
Well, I was
the hot
always
chick next door when he filmed it through the window.
I got my first restraining order. We can talk about that later, Jar Jar.
All right.
I've always just been a big fan ever since childhood of film, watching films. And when we were in high school, me and my cousin Carlito we came to this recognition that we realized that we could kind of do these things that we liked, you know what I mean? It wasn't so out of the norm. Like Lloyd Kaufman was a huge influence on me starting up because I'm a Trauma fan. And if you can watch a Lloyd film and, you can tell that you can make something entertaining for very little money. So once we kind of came hip to that, we just started gathering. First, we started with family, just cast and crew was family and friends, and then slowly worked into bringing in other actors and other crew members and stuff like that. And that was kind of around the time that social media, the early days of social media, which made everything easier for filmmakers too, because you could just hop on MySpace at the time, it would have been, and just kind of reach out to people. That's how I got a hold of Lloyd. Lloyd did a cameo in my first film, and it was mainly through just social media, hitting him up, and started his advice. What's the, what would advice be? He was one of the people that said, just take the chunk of money that you would take to typically go to film school, which I didn't even have enough to go to film school, but take that money and just make your first film. So that's kind of what we did. And I think the hands-on process is probably your best bet to learn.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think that's true in a lot of industries.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Except maybe a surgeon.
On the job always.
In a third world country, it's going to be okay.
You got to be paid. You don't want to not be paid for a big surgery job like that. Miss out on that money.
That's true.
Pardon I'm in school. Don't worry. We'll take care of you.
There you
go. So, what's your favorite movie?
Oh my. I'd say Taxi. We'll say Taxi Driver. There's so many of them, but Taxi Driver just popped in my head. Right. I love that movie. I remember the first time ever watching that movie and really being blown away at just the vigilante aspect of it. And I think it's a perfect movie for a teenager to see that might have some teenage angst in them. You know what I mean? Because it's really a take no shit type of movie. You know what I mean? You're standing up to what you consider to be the wickedness of the world. And it's just crazy and it's very violent. And I don't know the favorite movie thing's always a tricky question. I should probably figure it out so I have the answer on standby. But I'd say
most people have more than one. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It depends on, what genre.
Correct.
For example, you know what I mean? Because I have multiple favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's hard to just pick one,
For sure. But that's probably up there. Top 3, I'd say.
Top 3.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory I love too from childhood. That was a huge
The original, of course, right?
The original, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not the 37 remakes.
Yeah.
Shit got weird.
I gotta see the new one. I have hope. I don't know why I have hope for the new one, but I heard it was good.
It's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's worth the watch. I forget where I watched it though. I probably watched it for free, so it was worth the watch.
Yeah.
I never liked those movies.
No?
The Willy Wonka, the Chocolate Factory. I never liked any of that.
You're missing out.
Now that you're a stoner, you should love them because they're all about the sweets. Get you going.
You know.
Then
Well,
take a
I'm not
ride
really
on
a
the
sweet
fucking
guy,
boat.
you know. Yeah.
No, he's kind of
mean,
a sour guy.
Yeah,
you know. Well,
Yeah.
I'm a horror nut myself. You know,
Yeah.
I just
for sure.
you know. I mean, if they make a Willy Wonka take them out kind of a movie, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm surprised
Probably
they
will.
never did a dark twist on, like they just did the Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh yeah, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, like the
Yep.
book's a lot darker. You know, Roald
Yep.
Dahl there or whatever.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, they did the Banana Splits too.
They did, yeah. Yeah, that
And
was good.
they're working on a Mickey Mouse one too.
Yeah, oh, because the
Oh
copyright.
yeah.
Yeah, the copyright's over, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Why you gonna fuck with Mickey? What did Mickey do?
Built-in audience, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you see all the Amityville movies and stuff like that. It's got
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
audience.
yeah.
You know?
They're actually doing a sequel. I was reading it today for the Winnie the Pooh one.
Yeah, I seen that. I didn't think it did that well, but it must have.
You know,
know.
it was yeah. You know, it didn't work for me.
I
So-
wasn't a fan myself, but
So
I'm
as a
not a huge horror
filmmaker,
guy.
Yeah.
as a filmmaker, do you prefer the shorts or the full lengths to produce yourself?
To produce myself, I guess if I'm producing for somebody else, I'd say a short. Because then you got, but if I think like I might lean more towards features personally for me, like directing them wise. Because I think, shorts are fun. Like we had the special treatment short, and we've got accepted to some festivals and won some stuff. And before that, we did the Insomniac short, which like I'm very proud of it. We got good talks about it and all that. But like the length was a little tricky with it, where it was 36 minutes, and submitting the festivals and stuff, they kind of want like 15 minutes and under for shorts. So it kind of fell into a weird like middle ground of feature and shorts, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I shorts are always fun. I can never say I wouldn't do them, but they're quick. You can do them pretty quickly if you have like a nice fun idea that you want to dabble with without going the whole journey like a feature. But when it comes to like selling them, so to speak, like even at the like as far as distribution companies and even at like your booth at a convention or something, it's like you don't want to put like at least I don't want to put like a 15-minute short on a DVD. You know what I mean? It's kind of like I don't know. We've done anthology films before where we've put like anywhere from a minute to like 7-minute shorts with other people's shorts.
Right.
That stuff's cool.
Right.
But
well, you could always do a 4 or 5 shorts on a DVD for somebody.
Yeah, we've been developing our own like Massachusetts anthology for a couple years. We just got to find kind of the time to do it. But it's what's good about that is it is in segments. So like we could shoot a segment next month and then shoot another segment, 7-8 months later. It doesn't really have to tie together. That's the beauty of like that. But yeah, I like doing them. I think Billy Coin's got a short coming up, which will be funny. You guys familiar with Billy Coin?
I've heard the name.
He's a special effects guru from the area. Very talented dude. He's had an idea that he's been sitting on. I won't go too deep into it, but he's been sitting on an idea for a bit, and it's going to be a good time for sure.
Nice.
How much did it run you to do your first movie?
My first film, it was roughly, I think it was like $4,000 to do my first feature length, and the majority of that was just buying the camera. That was where most of the money went. And then, like I said, it was all kind of friends and family. At the time, I was shooting a lot of like hip hop and rock shows up at like the Middle East and Harper's Ferry in Boston. So like I knew music. We got a lot of musicians doing cameos in it. We got Lloyd in it, which was cool. Lloyd just said, come up to, we couldn't afford to fly Lloyd in, and put him in a hotel. So he just said, come up to the Trauma building. And it was in Manhattan, I believe at the time. It's in Queens now, but it was in Manhattan at the time. And we shot it on the roof of their building, which was cool with him.
Oh yeah.
Free cameo. And he gave us the free cameo, which is nice.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
It's good to make those connections, especially early on, man. That's pretty cool.
It was, like having the Lloyd, working with Lloyd was a big like kudos in my career and a lot of other indie filmmakers' careers, because like when when you're doing like when you don't have like a lot of money and like you got like friends and family helping you make the movies and stuff, but like he was very encouraging. I got to give huge kudos to Lloyd because he had advice for days, you know, just a good dude. We went in there, gave us a bunch of free shit, did the cameo for free, gave us the tour of the building, and it was cool because like at a time when you're not really catching respect from anybody because you're still at that like, what are you, fucking Quentin Tarantino? You know what I mean? Like at that era of it, it was cool to get like a filmmaker that you respected to be like, yeah, you can do it. Like this is how you do it. So that was very cool.
Nice.
Not a lot of people have done as much as Lloyd has done for independent filmmakers. You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Now, what's your genre? What do you like to film?
We like to do all types of stuff. I mean, we do a lot of horror and comedy. But like we've done a bunch of different things, you know, thrillers. We're doing a documentary on Peter McNeely now. We just got like tapped to do that. So that's like something right now we're shooting my third feature, The Wicked Hollows. And once that's done, we're going into the documentary. At least for me as a director. There's some other things being like produced under the umbrella of Boombastic, but yeah. So like anything, right? I'd love to do like some dramatic films, you know what I mean? But you really I feel like you need to have you got to have all around good everything. You got to have a little bit of money to realistically do it. You got to have like top notch, you know, because dramatic films are one of those things where like, if you fuck up one thing of it, it could ruin the entire movie. Whereas in like, you could get away with like maybe a slip up on a comedy or a horror film. But like the more serious you get, I think you really gotta, if there's a weak link or something like that, it's really gonna bring down your movie.
Well, if you fuck up in a horror film, it becomes a horror comedy.
Exactly.
You don't want that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I love a good horror comedy.
Wow, just got silent.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead, Jeremy. I know you got more questions.
Oh man, I got a lot actually, but
yeah,
like,
let's do it.
In the industry, like you just said, the first movie was only $4,000. How much are you now spending on this newest one, feature length?
This is roughly between like 12 and 13. You know what I mean?
And you already have the camera.
And we already got the camera. That's the most beautiful part. Yeah. So yeah.
How do you go about casting your actors and stuff?
So usually when we cast actors, because we've been in the community for so long that like we know a lot of folks that act. So like we'll kind of just reach out and tap some people to do it. Bring in this, or like if there's a production company that we're friendly with, that the actors that they use. I know like Fatfoot Films, we got Ethan Rogers from we met him at one of their screenings and he came on to be in special treatment and to be in the new film, The Wicked Hollows. So it's kind of like that. I'm a little, because we're still in the underground, I'm still I get very like weary of like bringing in new people to a degree because if you're putting a lot, if you got to depend on somebody and you don't really know them, it can be very nerve wracking. We had like an issue with The Wicked Hollows where there was an actor tagged into it. I hate to talk negative stuff, but like he was like tagged into it for a while, and he was like a friend of ours. He was like a part of their production company, and it was just like everything was smooth and going, and then the first day of shooting, he didn't show up, and it was like very tough because everybody else did. And like, you can't, when you're scheduled to shoot like scenes with everybody and you have like we had a drone operator there and like, just the regular crew and stuff that you have there. It's like, it was problematic. You know what I mean? So that was kind of a bummer. That was kind of a hit, and it puts you in a weird place as a filmmaker, kind of, because like you can be like, all right, that's cool, but then you're setting a bad example for the rest of the cast and crew. It's like, well, if he's just gonna be cool with them kind of fucking him, then like I guess I can do whatever I want on set too. You know what I mean? So it kind of put us in a tough place where we had to get rid of him, but like we quickly recasted, and we were back at it, I think 2 weeks later, which was good. But yeah, that's why I try not to go too into like new people, because I respect anybody trying to do it and getting out there and trying to follow their dream and do it. But I think when you deal with new actors, sometimes they're not really even sure if that's like what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like if they show up, they don't like it, they're not having fun, it's not what they thought it was, it's very possible they're not going to return to finish it. And then you're in a weird place, or they might not show up at all, like the circumstance that we had. But I try and use people that we've used before, come like highly regarded from other people. But I'm open to using new people. It's just a matter of, I don't know. It was a weird process, because that particular actor, we had table reads with him, we had actor director discussions with him. It was just kind of, it was a horrifying thing. And yeah, literally 15 minutes before call time, I got a message that he wasn't going to be coming, and the excuse was like bogus. So, but let's talk about happy things, eh?
Yeah.
Let's talk about some serious, like all these awards you're winning for special treatment. I mean, how does that feel?
It feels good. It's the last couple of films is the films that I start to like win awards on, which was cool, because like you put them out there. It's like getting a movie done in general is kind of a difficult feat. We probably all here know people that have started and just never finished the film. So like getting it done is like, it's a war to get it done. And it's a beautiful feeling, like sitting down with an audience and it's like having them react the way you want them to, and they're having fun with it. Like that makes up for all like the madness you got to go through with like making it. But yeah, it was cool to kind of have it finally get some recognition back from like the festivals. Was cool, because we've got friends that like have never been accepted, or won awards, and they're great filmmakers. It's really a gamble. You know what I mean? It's quite a gamble. So it was cool to kind of get some recognition. Yeah, we definitely appreciated the awards for sure.
Right. Now, where can you see it?
We have a Patreon page where people can see it at Boombastic Streaming. But right now it's just kind of doing the festival. Once it's done with the festival route, I'll probably put it up somewhere free for a little bit. I'll send you a link if you want to check it out. But Benjamin, you got a link, I think, right?
No.
You do.
I had a link.
Okay. What happened?
Oh, you mean you could have sent me a movie, you son of a
No, I watched when you sent it to me. I watched it. And you said, don't share this with anybody. So I fucking deleted it.
Oh, you are the most respectable man there ever was, dude. I've never heard of loyalty like that.
Don't let him kid you.
I was going to say.
Oh, listen, Jeff knows better, because I actually judged the Expo Cup at Expo Canada this year. I didn't even tell my fucking wife.
Word.
Literally, she saw the box. She had no idea what it was. And we interviewed them, and Jeff didn't even know. And I was like, you told me not to say anything.
Word.
And they were like, wow, you didn't even tell your business partner? I said, I didn't even tell my fucking wife.
Yeah.
Like, no. If you tell me not to say anything, or if you say don't show this to somebody.
Now, see, the difference is that if situations were reversed, I would have shared some of that flour with my business partner.
I still got 4 jars of it. Relax. You don't even smoke.
A little bit.
What are you going to chew on?
I do.
Don't worry, Jar Jar. I'll save you a little bit for the road.
Some of those strains looked really fucking crispy.
Right? But yeah, no, I did. I watched it once. Yeah. And I literally deleted it. I didn't even show my wife.
Dude, I'm kind of floored by that type of loyalty. You know what I mean? Yeah. When I tell somebody I hate to even say this here, but when I tell somebody don't share it with anybody, I assume they share it with only their closest of friends. You know? Yeah. No. Because I know what you had planned for it, and I know it's on Patreon right now, which, by the way, folks, all that information is in the show notes up above or down below, depending on where you're watching or listening to us. But you did say to me, after it does its run on the circuit, you're going to put it up for free for a little bit. When you put it up for free, I will blast it fucking everywhere and be like, you got to watch this, man. It's only 15 minutes, 16 minutes. Hell yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You know, Alexander did a kick-ass job. Chris did a kick-ass job.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, I thought it was a blast. I actually still have an autographed fucking copy of the script somewhere here.
hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. I love it. Come to find out, Ben's making money in foreign markets off of it. It's okay. It's all right.
They love him in Taiwan.
You worked hard too.
I was gonna say, yeah, they love me in Taiwan.
India's been loving the film. We did like 3 festivals in India, which is cool.
Right?
That is cool.
Yeah, I support that. We're gonna move to India soon. See how that
Well,
goes.
shit. Then you better
Really?
get a bigger budget because my ass ain't flying for free.
We'll zoom in. You'll be a Zoom cameo.
Zoom cameo. Yeah, isn't that the new
news
way to go?
reporter? Yeah, you can be.
All
a
you
news
need is a
reporter or
picture. It'll be the most
Just,
wanted on
just
the wall.
in.
something. Yeah.
Hey, why not? I've
Right?
been a picture in somebody's movie.
Me too. Yeah, it's good stuff. I was a comic book character. Somebody wrote it. I gotta get my hands on that because I was supposed to be in a comic book, and they sent me the picture. And the same thing like you, they said, don't share this. Well, I know you guys do your thing, but they're like, don't share this until the project comes out. I've been sitting on that picture for like 8 years, dude. I want to share it because it's so cool looking. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the comic?
I don't think nothing ever really came of it.
No.
They could still be working on it though, so I don't want to
Yeah, no taboo.
upset them or diminish their
I
passion.
mean, I know some things take time, but 8 years for a comic?
I know, right?
I mean, I don't know what the holdup was because what I've seen from it was it just needed to be colored in. Maybe it's a financial thing. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
It could be because I'll tell you, man, it's not cheap to do comics.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff and I are the writers and editors, but it's going to be, yeah, I want to say it's close to $4,000
Mhm.
every single comic we produce. You know,
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not cheap,
No.
but it's still cheaper than. Well, I don't know. You said you could make a film for about $4,000.
Yeah.
You know, there you go, Jeff.
Cooperation. Yeah, with cooperation.
Matt can produce, your Bridgewater Triangle with baby Sasquatches.
You can move the world. You can move the world with just a little
And
cooperation.
it's not, no, wait a minute. It's not a baby Sasquatch.
Then what is it?
It's a mini
go watch it.
Sasquatch.
Oh, mini Sasquatches.
It's
Oh.
mini Sasquatch.
That's right, mini Sasquatch. So they're like critters,
So they're not big feet. They're
little feet.
Little feet.
No, they still have.
got tiny
Oh, come
feet
on
like
now.
this.
Sorry, dude. He stomped.
You know, I mean, you remember the movie? I mean, put Bigfoot in Mama, I Shrunk the Kids. Same kind of thing.
There
Okay.
you go.
That's
It's
cute.
just a mini Bigfoot.
That's got big marketing all over it. You could sell teddy bears and toys, make a killing.
Oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah. You don't see too many throwback like kitty horror movies, like a Purple People Eater, or like even like the Little Monsters type vibe.
Right.
Something like that would probably be big right now.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, the mini Sasquatch, he goes around and steals all the neighborhood cats.
Very elf-like. That's
Right.
people love that, except for the cat lovers,
Well, I'm a
Right.
cat lover. It doesn't bother me. Fuck him.
Fuck 'em.
Oh
You know?
man.
So you wear a lot of hats on the set. Is that trust issues or is yeah, big hats. Trust
Big-
issues or
Trust
is
issue?
it yeah.
No, it's not so much a trust issue. It's more of a trust issue, I guess. Yeah. It's hard when you don't have a whole bunch of money to pay people. Getting people to be passionate about your project because of just the passion. You know what I mean, and believing in what it is. Like there's a lot of, people should be paid for sure. But yeah, mainly just we wear more hats to kind of keep budget down, and anybody that's kind of dabbled in like low budget films, like if you want to, you always kind of have to wear multiple hats to be able to wear that one hat you really want to wear. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like if it was up to me, I'd just direct. That's all I'd do. But because there aren't producers you know, every producer kind of really wants to direct in the underground, you know what I mean? So like it's difficult it's difficult finding yourself. Realistically, we've done it before, and it's one of those things where you other filmmakers you'll jump around on so like they'd come and help producing work, you know, some of that on one of my films, and then I'd like help have a producer hand like in one of their films type deal. That's kind of the closest that I think it's been to like I can't even think of like producers that just produce, you know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta wear multiple hats to wear the hat you kind of want to wear, for better or worse. I mean, it's good because you're learning that side of things, and you know, there's never any problem with knowing more about other jobs on the set. You know, even if you're not doing it, you'll be on the same page with whoever's doing it, and
Right.
it just works better, you know.
On editing?
Yeah, I've jumped back and forth with I've edited stuff. I did a lot more editing back in the day. But I'm getting more into it now, getting back into it just because I've always kind of been like, I'm really hands-on with the editor, like, because I think I edited all my earlier stuff. So like, I'll have them start editing, then I go in and I'll watch it with them and do the notes and stuff like that. And, you know, go back and forth with them. But I think it just might be easier to edit myself, you know what I mean? Because then I can just take a block of time, sit down, do it. I don't have to have meetings because I'm right there, you know what I mean? And I think it's just an overall better. I've always said like it's something I always stood behind and kind of fell away from, but like I always feel like if a filmmaker really wants to get their vision, and they need to be a part of the editing heavily, you know what I mean? If not editing themselves.
And that's why they wear so many hats.
Yeah,
Right.
makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So this movie, the something Hollows, what was that?
Oh, the Wicked Hollows.
The Wicked Hollows. Now, what's that about?
You're gonna love this after what I just heard. So this is loosely based off the Bridgewater Triangle as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like it's one of those tales of a group of friends going on a trip together, and they find themselves in this Bridgewater Triangle, and shenanigans ensue, we'll say, without going too deep into it. But it's yeah, it's loosely based on the triangle though, so no worries.
Yeah. I mean, I live like a mile from there.
Yeah. You ever have any personal triangle stories?
No, actually, I have not. But I haven't ventured into there either.
It's a crazy. Me and my cousins went to Hockomock, through Hockomock Swamp when we were late teens, because I never found out about Bridgewater Triangle. Like I've always been a horror fan, you know, grew up with Stephen King books,
There's
horror
a documentary, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sitting here completely confused right now. I'm like, Bridgewater Triangle.
Yeah,
that's what
it's my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. Like I was always like, I didn't find out about it till like my late teens, and that was stuff that I was always kind of into. So I was so surprised. But the Bridgewater Triangle is weird, where like depending on who you ask, somebody will be like, "Yeah, let me tell you stories," and somebody will be like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's a weird. It's kind of weird in that sense too. It's almost like the Blair Witch, where like people don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean?
She'll come and get you.
Now, have you ever been into what's it called, Burridge?
Is that the prison?
No. It's it's a couple of different lakes, a bunch of walking trails. It's like a nature preserve.
Yeah.
Off of Elm Street.
Yeah, in like the Pembroke area, right? I think
it's actually Halifax, Hanson.
We walked the dog there. We actually shot a scene from this film there because it's such a beautiful. It's got that long walk, and you have the sky right there. If we're thinking about the same place, yeah.
It's right off of Elm Street.
Yeah. There's a couple different beautiful place. Yeah, very beautiful. We used a part of that for the film where we had the teenagers or the young adults, we'll say, walking down the path. Yeah, beautiful place. We walked the dog there too. That's how we stumbled into it. But bringing the dog there, and it was just like, it's such a beautiful, you catch it with the sun going down, and it's like really beautiful place.
Yeah, it'd be creepy as fuck too at the right time of day.
Well, the crazy thing about that is if you walk there too late when the sun's going down, all like the snakes and shit start to come to the walk. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but I remember like with the first time we were there and during sun going down, there was fucking snapping turtles like right off to the side. There was like decently sized snakes that you just wouldn't want to fuck with. They're not like anacondas, but like snakes always have that weird vibe to them where like it doesn't matter how small they are, you catch them off, you get caught off guard by one, you're gonna, it gives you the fucking heart palpitations, you know what I mean? You're gonna
scream like a girl.
I think I did. Yeah.
Well, I would.
It's alien like. They're very creepy, but yeah. And I think it's because they're in the swamp during the day, and then I think that path heats up during the day because it's all that dirt, and then they go there for warmth at night. I think that's kind of why they slither up to the walking path.
Yeah. Turtles do the same thing. Yeah,
a lot of snapping turtles, and they just poke their heads out when you're coming. It was creepy. It was trouble. Yeah,
that's a movie in itself.
Snapper. Right? Yeah.
So
has there ever been a movie about that? About a giant snapping turtle?
I think
I'm sure.
I remember there was a local film about like a documentary about a movie. I don't know if the movie was ever made or if it, how they do like fake movies for mockumentaries.
Yeah,
it was like one of those things where like they were like talking about this old movie about a snapping turtle, but I don't know if it was actually real or not.
Be great, I mean, the title, The Snapper. I mean, that could mean anything.
Snapper, yeah. They're vicious.
Oh man.
It could be a horror flick with turtles, or it could be a porn.
I was just gonna say horrifying.
It's the new horror porn.
There you go.
The Snapper.
So with the rise of streaming services and stuff like that, is that like been really good for the indie like world, or is it kind of just like a soul-sucking adventure?
Well, like a bigger streaming platform's difficult to get on, like a Netflix and stuff like that. But there's stuff like Tubi, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. But Tubi's probably the biggest one, which
Tubi's really up and coming. I mean, I was watching Tubi 4 years ago.
For sure.
Right? And it's really, really leaps and bounds. It's been growing.
Yeah. I don't know what the money's like on Tubi, but I know that like just about anybody can get on there, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? Because then it's just a platform for your stuff to be seen is like key to, it's huge.
Yeah. Another good one that's up and coming, believe it or not, is Red Coral Universe.
Okay.
But I can talk to you more about that because we have a connection with them.
Oh, word up.
And I'll tell you, man, they're
all our stuff's going on.
All our stuff's going on there. They love independence. Of course, you have to be accepted.
Right.
But when people,
exactly.
it's a lot easier. And I'll tell you, their contractual payout is better than any fucking streaming service I've ever seen. And I'm not even joking.
Word.
Like,
right.
I mean, Jeff can contest to this. When we got our contractual payout, I fell off my fucking chair.
Word. That's
like
good.
Literally. I was like, wow.
No.
Really?
I mean, they're in their infancy. They've got to grow. They've got to get their audience, and But that's the time to get on board.
That's for sure. Yeah, I think a lot of streaming services that they know what they're offering, and with there being so many movies now, it's like, well, if you don't want your movie, if we don't pick your movie, we're just going to pick the movie after you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, it's good to see that people are getting a fair shake. I mean, even the Hollywood people were having issue with the streaming stuff, and everything trickles down.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of like why we did our Patreon thing, because it's kind of like our streaming of the podcast stuff there, the films there. Like it's kind of a hub for if people enjoy like what we do. That's like the hub, and it's like, and it's good for, it's kind of like a fan club deal. So like if people are looking to support. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful thing like that.
Right. I mean, the thing is, it's like, in today's world, with all of these streaming services and everything else, I'm one of those people that, unless you're a friend of mine, I want to help support you.
Yeah.
I ain't paying to fucking watch nothing.
Right. No, I feel that way too,
I
unfortunately.
just ain't gonna do it. I just ain't gonna fucking do it.
Well, then why do you think we kept our show free for all this time?
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna pay to watch fucking nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you got to get on that, on a good streaming service, so that you can put it out there for free. I don't mind the fucking commercials.
Right.
Right.
I just don't. I'm 60 years old. I grew up watching fucking commercials.
Yeah, the commercials are how a lot of people get paid.
Our guest last week ruined a whole bunch of my TV shows because he did commercials.
Be nice to him. He's a good guy.
He's a hot shit.
Who's this?
Mason Reese.
Yeah, I missed that episode, but I wish I didn't, because I actually I'm an ICP fan. And
just go back and watch it. You can go back and watch it.
I will, but I had a question for him, because I know that he was on like some weird dating thing, and the girl that he was dating is now dating Violent J from ICP.
Oh, no shit.
I would love to have heard his opinion on that. Yeah.
He probably would have gone, I don't want to see you pee.
Yeah.
So I did have a question for you. Have you ever considered doing a fan film?
No. I mean, I'm not really a fan of fan films. I know that's upsetting, but like, because it's weird. It's like if a lot of time, it's like a lot of time and energy and money has to go into it for it to look good. And at the end of the day, it's like you're playing with somebody else's content. So like at the end of if it's a success, you get a cease and desist order. If it's not a success, you just lost all this money. So that's kind of why I wouldn't do it. I know people do them, and I believe I don't even know where they would. You would have to change the name, I guess, to some degree, like that Amityville thing.
No, not at all.
No.
Go to YouTube and look up Friday the 13th fan films.
Okay.
There's dozens.
I know there's a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the way that works is you have to call it a fan film.
Yeah.
You can use the same title, Friday the 13th, a fan film. The difference is you cannot make any money on the film.
That's problematic, though.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because if it's a success, like Jason Brooks,
Right.
Okay, they're out, they're doing conventions.
Yeah.
They're signing autographs. They're signing prints. That's not making money on the film. The film must be put out for free to watch, period.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
Yeah.
But
what the
And
other thing
they've done a couple of them.
Yeah, the other thing
Huge
it did
success.
for people like Jason was it launched them into that next category of independent. Now they're filming other stuff where they are making money.
Right. And I just watched their new one that just hit Tubi. I watched it yesterday, called Diced.
I like it.
Okay. Fantastic movie. It was fantastic. But because they did the fan films, they gained popularity. They started to know people. They won awards. You know what I mean? It was a stepping stone for them, which worked. But I'll tell you what, the movie Diced, I'm giving them a plug because it was great.
Go for it. Yeah. I support anybody attempting.
Yeah, the movie Diced. It's DIE apostrophe. Yeah, it's DIE apostrophe CED, Diced.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a horror flick. It's only an hour. And the write-up that I read about it was they are comparing it and saying that it is going to give Art the Clown his run for the money. And I watched it because of that, and it was fantastic. It was too short. It was just over, just like an hour. It needed another 20 minutes. It needed a little bit more background, but the character is phenomenal. You know what I mean? And Naomi did all the special effects, and they were fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a cool deal. I've always stayed away from them, but I mean, I guess you can. The same way you said the thing about like you don't pay for something unless you care for it. Like me personally, I wouldn't buy an autograph from a fan film. You know, no offense to those people, never met them, don't know them. They could be the greatest in the world. But at the same things like when I see a cosplay player at like a convention, I don't think I'm not like selling their autographs. Like
I'm with you.
I don't understand why why you would pay.
I
them
even have
for
a few friends that do it, and I'm just like, I don't get it.
It's horrifying. It's kind of I don't want to shit on anybody, but I mean, like, damn, it's
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a Friday the 13th fan film that, in my opinion, was better than the originals.
Really?
No.
I believe that could happen, and I do believe that there's talented people making them. I just think that I always assumed there'd be too much red tape, where if you were getting recognition, they would come crashing down on you. But just having
it has to be state. You can't make money on the movie. That's the only stipulation.
Hmm.
You know, and there's fan films for Halloween, Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah,
there's fan films for everything. You know what I mean? And some of them are pretty damn good. I love a good horror flick. I don't care if it's a fan film or not, as long as it's done well.
I consider the last Phantasm movie a fan film. Oh yeah.
I don't think I watched the last one.
You don't have to.
Did you ever see Fanboy?
Oh no, I'm familiar. I haven't seen it, but I know of it.
Great movie.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. I enjoyed the shit out of it.
Word. I'm gonna have to check out some of these fan films because I've kind of written them off. As just a cheap way to try and get some recognition. I assume everybody that makes them just thinks that, okay, you know, we're gonna sneak this in there type deal. And just
don't get me wrong, you know, some of them are cheesy as fuck and they're not very well done.
Yeah.
But go to YouTube, look it up. Jason Brooks.
I've heard that
Friday the 13th, Vengeance and Vengeance Part 2.
Absolutely that the
fantastic.
One that CJ Graham plays in?
Yeah.
CJ Graham is in it.
Yeah, CJ was in one of them,
He plays the dad.
Yeah, he plays the father, yeah.
Yeah, I just assumed they wanted to have an IMDb credit with Friday the 13th in their name next to it.
No, they're all good. They're all good friends. They're all friends.
Yeah. No, they did it as a stepping stone, and it worked.
Word up.
Yeah, it worked for them.
Does it happen a lot? Does it work a lot for people, or they were like one of the exceptions?
If it's done right, you know,
they did such a good job.
Yeah,
if I'm in the mood and I want to watch a good, Friday the 13th flick, I'm gonna go watch that, not any of the originals.
Word up.
Yeah,
that's a good cosign right there, brother.
You know, and it is. So, it all comes back to the like you said before. You know, the acting, the producer,
right?
You know, your special effects, and the passion. You know, so somebody like yourself, Matt. I mean, I've seen some of the stuff that you've done. I've been involved with something that you've done. I think you could pull something off that would be successful, versus the ordinary guy that I've seen some of their fan films or some of their stuff, and it's kind of like,
I've seen some that were like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah. It's like, oh, back to Jeremy's first thing, nap time.
Yeah.
But we had Sean Burkett on.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago. You familiar with Sean?
Don't fuck in the woods.
Okay, Alexander the Hawk, I think, was a producer on that film.
Okay, yeah. But he came out with a new one called Stranded.
Okay.
Which is it's a Bigfoot movie.
I dig.
You know what I mean? Which was fantastic.
Yeah.
Only to come to find out when he was on the show, the entire thing was filmed in his barn.
Wow.
They built a forest in his barn.
Hell yeah.
That's impressive.
They cut trees down and brought him in.
Fuck yeah. That's we did a film called Groundhog. You guys ever see that? A couple years in like 2017. I'm
living Groundhog Day right now.
Hell yeah. We shot half the movie in this dude's house. It was kind of crazy, but it was more because he didn't want to go find locations. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just being lazy.
It is just being lazy.
Or agoraphobia.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. But yeah, I could definitely respect that using it as a stepping stone kickoff type deal, which I didn't even, wasn't even considering them attempting to do that. I assumed it was just like I said, whenever I see a fan film, all I think of is they just want to have the IMDb credit where it says Friday the 13th, Jason's diarrhea shit, and then the director is whoever, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that's cool. That's cool shit.
Well,
I dig it.
there are people that do that just because of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you have your real
The passion.
down to earth, hardcore, passionate fans that want to do a movie as a tribute. And I think that's kind of what these movies are. And it's just, I was blown away.
I can respect. I'm gonna check into them because I can respect that element of it. I think I was looking at it the wrong way, where it was just people being exploitive and like, well, if I make whatever.
Some do, some are.
Yeah, but I'll have to check that dude's film out.
Yeah, check that out. Check out Diced on Tuesday.
Diced, all right, cool.
Diced on
Yeah, in all your free time.
I know.
Yeah.
Do they have a Andy Dice Clay cameo in there?
Yeah,
I'd be all about that.
No. Well, I mean, we're talking about. Okay, now here's a little tidbit of information for you.
Yeah.
One of those fan films that they did, there's a dick that was a prosthetic.
Yep.
That is now in the museum in Iceland.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Really. They were flown to Iceland. Naomi made this dick that they cut off this dead dude. And it was so realistic that it's in a museum now in Iceland.
Yep.
What kind of museum is that? A museum of
Obviously, it's a dick museum.
I was going to say.
It has something to do with effects and prosthetics.
Oh, yes. Visual effects and such?
Yeah, it's like visual effects and prosthetics of some sort.
When we had her on our show, she had it with her. And she's showing, where it was severed, it's all the veins are right. Everything is fucking correct.
It was fucking gross.
It was fucking gross, yeah.
It was gross. It was gross. But it was
huge.
Cool.
It was huge. If only I could be that big.
Well, that's what it is. Yeah.
That's why you brought it up.
Hey, I can wish.
Yeah, right.
You can go steal it from the museum.
Right.
But
man.
yeah, no, they literally got flown out to Iceland.
Yeah, they
from
did.
Seattle to do that.
That's very cool. Kudos for that.
Very cool.
That's respect right there.
And she's the one doing the special effects in this new Diced movie too. So they're on their way. They're doing their thing.
Yeah, I can't hate on that. You know what I mean? You got to find a hole and fucking get in there somehow.
You got to plug it.
Yeah.
So we went from prosthetic dicks to you got to find a hole.
The plug.
Yeah. That's where the dick goes. The dick goes in the hole, Jeff. That's how we do it.
Yeah, and not in the hole in the tree, Jeff.
But the big question is, which one?
Whichever she prefers.
Okay. All right, so we did go down that road.
Yeah. And Leo's not here to pull it back on track, so,
Yeah. Shout out Leo.
Shout out to Leo.
So, I mean, we've touched a little bit on everything, apparently.
For sure.
But you have your own podcast.
Yeah.
Tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about that.
So we got the Boombasta cast. It's with me and Alexander Hawk. He's like my producing partner. He does a lot of acting as well. We, being from Massachusetts, you never really get an opportunity to kind of stumble into somebody at the coffee shop or the grocery store that did these things that you appreciate. So that was kind of like our way of like, how can we bring them to us and be able to get like a good talking with these people? So that's kind of our motivation for really doing it, was to be able to kind of, bring people in and talk to them. We've had, people give us like 3 hours. It's cool. People are really cool. I'm so appreciative of their time. We haven't had to pay anybody yet, which is beautiful, because, every now and then you'll stumble into people that want to be paid, which,
And
I think
tell them
those
to
are the
fuck off.
scammers. I think those.
I tell them to fuck off.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
not paying you. You want to come
Yeah.
on the show and promote yourself? Let's do this. If you want to get paid, go do
That's
a
the
con.
thing. Well, that's the thing. It's like we're trying to help, you know, solidify their legacy because we appreciate them, and we like when they're gone and just the show's there. You know, we want to be able to kind of help carry on their legacy because they did some really cool stuff. You know what I mean? So that was kind of our startup with that. We've had a whole bunch of guests on. That's at the Boombastic Media YouTube page. If anybody wants to check that out, there's some playlists and just all the episodes on there. But yeah, we got like a network of shows. We got a whole bunch of shows. There's a paranormal show called Mostly Ghostly. There's like a truth or conspiracy show called Behold the Pale Podcast. We've got Dead Kids of Derry.
That's right up my alley.
Which one?
Conspiracy shit.
Conspiracies. Check. We'll have you on Behold the Pale Podcast. It's glory.
I fucking love that shit.
We got Dead Kids of Derry. It's a Stephen King watch-along show. We've got Trauma Mamas Podcast, which is Sam and Ariana. There's some mamas that had some trauma, and they like to talk about it, and they have guests on to talk about their trauma. We've got The Lighter Side of Serial Killers with Keith Riveri, which is, I always love true crime, and I'm fascinated by the fact that somebody, like, I'm always fascinated, you know, two people can live the same kind of like come up, but one of them finds it necessary to kill and eat people. I always think that's an interesting thing. So, Keith has the people call in from prison, which is kind of wild and unique.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so like it's kind of a crazy deal. His show's getting pretty big right now. He was on Nancy Grace 2 months ago to talk about Keith Jesperson, the Happy Face Killer. Wow. And it's bizarro, dude. He'll tell me he talks to David Berkowitz regularly, and it's just like it's kind of nuts because like they're not like celebrities, but they're like infamous, you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be like praising these people up, but like you know about them, you know what I mean? You've talked to Manson family members and stuff, and the episodes are fun. We got Wrestle Champs, which is like our wrestling show. Blood and Bud with Billy Coyne and Jess. They talk about like weed and horror movies, everybody's favorite. Yeah, we got, I'm sure there's some I'm forgetting, but yeah, we try and offer like a little something different for any type of audience that might stroll in, you know what I mean? Yep. But yeah, it's
fun. The network?
The Boombastic Media Network.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Which is in the show notes up above.
Which is in the show notes. Yeah.
But everything about Matthew and everything he's doing and has done is in the show notes, except for the link to special treatment. Yeah. But the Patreon is there.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that link. So
yeah, I'll send you the link. Don't tell the Patreon people. But yeah.
You just did.
You know what I mean? But yeah, you guys have been doing the podcasting for a while. It's fun. It's like, you know, when you're good at it, like you guys are good at it, you know, you go on there and it's just having like a good conversation with people, you know what I mean? Right. So it can be a lot of fun.
It's therapy.
Yeah, it can be therapy for sure. And anything artistic, I think, is therapy.
I need therapy after I'm done with the show.
Yeah. Double booking.
Right.
But, that's the thing about the arts is the therapeutic. So many depressed people out there, you know. I think if more people did something, it doesn't have to make you millions. It doesn't have to get you famous. But I think if you do something creative that you're proud of at the end of the day, I think you'll feel a lot better about yourself.
That is success.
Well, I do two things. I play with wood. That makes me happy. That's my therapy. And I etch boobs on glass.
We can only play for wood for a certain amount of time before it goes away.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
you can play with it later again, but
see, you play with the wood and then you make something out of the wood, and then I etch boobs on glass.
How long you been etching boobs on glass?
Oh, maybe 10, 12 years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes, I do mirror etchings.
I like that.
Yes.
Yep.
I learn something new about Jeff all the time. It's kind of interesting.
That's a craft.
Go to my website. You'll see them all. Go to my
Your
website. You'll see
website.
what I do.
Make me do work.
You know.
Yeah. It's
So,
cool.
So, okay. So I got a couple of questions for you.
Hell yeah.
As we wrap things up. All right.
Yep. So go ahead. I'll let you
Um,
fire off your questions.
Okay. Number one.
Yeah.
Are you a cat guy or a dog guy?
A dog guy. I think dogs are more. Cats are. They think they run the show automatically, I think. But I think the dog's more of like your little buddy, you know what I mean? But the cat treats you like they're below you. They're below them or something. Yeah.
Okay. So you're a dog guy. Okay.
Dog guy.
All right. I'm both. I've always had both. And what do you like on your pizza?
We'll take like some pepperoni. And pepperoni's cool. I'm pretty basic. You know what I mean? Nothing too crazy.
Okay. And when it comes to women, fur or no fur?
No fur.
Like a big bear.
No fur, no sir. Yeah. Big beer? Beer's good. Keep you warm. Keep you warm during the winter.
Where the fuck did
Big
that
hairy
question come
women.
from?
Yeah.
Fur, no fur.
Well, it's all related to the Sasquatch.
Shit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'll let that
That's
go.
true.
We'll let that go.
Yeah.
All I got left is how many kindergartners do you think you could beat up at one
All
time?
of them. All of them.
All of them.
They can come see me if they got beef, dude. We'll
It's
solve it.
I've always got
Figure it
this
out.
great idea for a movie where only the children are affected and big zombie swarm of kindergartners just getting their asses kicked throughout the whole movie. Like
There
I
was
think it's a great idea.
there was a movie kind of like that, maybe like 7-8 years ago, where maybe Elijah Wood might have been in it. He was a teacher, and the kids turned into zombies.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that
have to
was.
look that up.
You're right. You're right. That was. It only affected the kids.
yeah.
Oh, they
Yeah.
stole my idea. God damn it.
Yep.
I was just a few years late on it.
Yeah, you can reboot. You can do a fan film. Do a fan film.
There you go.
Right?
All right, Jeff. I get it. Fan film.
Yeah.
Oh
You
my
know,
god.
Hey, you know. If
So,
you
yeah,
can't
we
think for
are-
yourself,
We are close to being out of time, so I think I'm gonna spin things out of here, and we're gonna go.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Matthew.
Yeah.
Where do you enjoy interacting with your fans on the socials?
Oh, I do the Instagram Boombastic Films, and I do the Facebook, just Mathew Fisher. And then like we usually push the YouTube with the Boombastic Media and the Patreon. All that stuff's at the bottom. But that's kind of people can hit me up there if they want to chat.
Very cool, very cool. Any last plugs you want to throw out there?
Just thanks for having me, and thanks for watching, everybody out there. If you like what you see, go check out the Boombastic things, you know.
and Jeff's going to be in your next film.
Both of you will, all three of you guys going to be in the next
Oh,
film.
fantastic.
figure it
I
out.
didn't even have to whine about it.
That's right. Well, that's
Nice.
how you got it, not whining. You know what I mean?
Right?
You'll get more dialogue. Yeah.
Jaja.
Find me on Facebook. Each Tuesday night, I do a show called Splash Pages where we talk about comics and stuff. You can find that on Facebook or YouTube. It's Tuesdays at 8 p.m. And come see me at Connecticut GamerCon in April. I'll be handling all the panels with like fan favorites like David Hayter and other people.
Very cool.
Nice.
StillToken.com. Just go to StillToken.com. Oh, and the book is out. Talking with the Dead, the novel. You got to go get it. Available on Barnes & Noble. There's something else I got to say. There was something else. This weekend.
This weekend.
Friday, Saturday.
Right.
We will be at the Heinz Convention Center in Boston at NECAN. Okay. That's NECAN. Do you know what NECAN
Friday
stands
and
for?
Saturday.
Isn't that what they
Friday
for?
and Saturday, the New England Cannabis Convention.
Ooh.
Yes, we will be there with no weed.
I thought that's what they gave
Oh.
people when they find them passed out on the ground. That Nican.
Oh, yeah.
That's Narcan. Huh? That's the Narcan juice.
That's that. Yeah. Well, inside is NECAN, outside is Narcan.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, you got to go further into the city to What's that? Those roads called?
Oh,
Mass and Cass.
Trouble Isle there.
Mass and I think it's Mass and Cass. We won't be at Mass and Cass.
Yes.
No, we will
I don't know,
be
you
at
might be.
Necan. Huh?
I said, who knows? You might be.
The night
If
is
I
young.
get carried away in a
Yep.
parade, maybe. You know?
Oh man.
Me and parades don't mix. I don't like fucking clowns.
There you go.
So yeah, like Jeff said, you can check us out at stilltoking.com. You can go back and rewatch all 183 episodes, I think now. Yeah, something like that. 180 something episodes. They're all there. Huge shout out to Matthew for coming out and hanging out with us tonight, talking about all his amazing shit. Check it out. It's in the show notes. A big shout out to Amy Makepeace and Mr. Cat Productions, our new agent. Much love to her and everybody over there on 70s and 80s Memory Lane for watching tonight. Appreciate you guys as well. To all our veterans and first responders, we want to thank you for doing what you do so people like us can do what we do. Stay safe. We'll see you next week. Hold on. Leo's not here. Ben's got to find the right fucking button. There it is. We're out of here.
Thank you, Matthew.